We are so excited that Stephen's parents, Jen and Phil, have arrived to spend March with us. Happy St. David's Day to all our Welsh viewers.
Speaking of traveling and really handy tips, I would like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Surfshark VPN. As you guys may know, we are now somewhere in the intersection of being French, Canadian, and British. And depending on the day and what we're doing, we sometimes like to look at local content or do a secure transaction on the interwebs.
Surfshark is an app and a browser extension for online privacy that encrypts all your online data so you can securely send and download files while using the internet. This is especially good for us because we do leave the chateau. We find ourselves needing to use public Wi-Fi in places like airports and train stations and cafes. I'm sure you found yourself in the same situation.
This is where Surfshark comes in, acting as a barrier between you and potential hackers. Surfshark is the only VPN that allows unlimited devices across one account. Sometimes your IP address doesn't allow you to watch blocked content in your country.
With a simple switch of your IP address and a refresh, you have access to a whole new library. This is our favorite feature because we can get access to local content, whether we're feeling particularly French, British, or catching up on Canadian hockey.
We love Surfshark. We know you're going to love Surfshark. And now your viewing time can expand to new horizons safely. Get yourself a Surfshark VPN today. Click on the link in the description below to get 83% off and 3 months free. And with a 30-day money-back guarantee, there is no reason not to try Surfshark today. You can use the code Manor and Maker to support this channel directly. So thanks very much and happy viewing.
One of the things that we've decided to do in the dining room to make it really easy to put up artwork, both our own and if we do expositions throughout the year, is to put in a hanging system. So really what that entails is these lovely rails that are just mounted to the ceiling, or mounted to the wall just below the coving. And then you add in these little cables that have a little, almost like a T-joint at the end. I don't know if you can see that, there you go. And then you put these hooks on them. So these just run up and down on the cable, depending on the height that you need. And then you can hang artwork. So we've got enough, we've got 8 meters of the railing to put up. Plus a whole bunch of the cables, and we can stick it up, and that way we can put artwork and change artwork as we feel fit. There goes the first rail.
Woohoo!
Wish me luck.
Very much luck. So these are just snap on, is that right?
Yeah. Just.
Yeah, the infamous just.
Okay. Oh, there you go. That's that one.
A little boop.
A little boop. And then 2 more.
2 more boops.
It's a good system, this. I like it. It's, I think this will be really stable and really strong.
Yeah, they're meant to hold up to 30 kilos, so that should...
There we go.
Yeah, that should cover a lot of territory. Do you want to test out the whole thing and
Yeah.
put some...
Okay, so let's put some cables in.
Yeah.
So I have one that's got a clip on it already.
Excellent.
There's all sorts of varieties of these that we can get, but these are kind of neat because you just push down on them and you can slide them any way you wish, up and down. The nice thing is these are clear.
Yeah.
So they're relatively invisible. So I think we're gonna put 4 on this rack.
Okay.
Since it's 2 meters wide, so we should be able to hang 2 large pieces, 1 really large piece, or
Yeah.
4 smaller ones, or 8 or whatever.
Right, because you could just keep adding clips to the
Exactly.
lines, and you could hang things vertically as well as horizontally, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they just slide in with a little nubbin.
Yeah, they just slide in the bottom like that.
Is it too early to hang up your artwork?
Well, we can hang something up and show how this works.
That'd be great.
Steve grabbed the nearest piece and attached a couple of hooks to the D-rings on the back. You can hardly see the cables on the wall, which is great. And as we have bigger pieces, we'll have something that fits the entire space.
Welcome to the drama that is 1 4-foot ceiling, 2 people on 2 ladders, and 1 chandelier that has to come down with a whole bunch of unknowns, like whether the medallion will stay up or what's actually holding it to the ceiling. Communication is key here.
Alright, I need... Are you okay? No, hold on, I can do this quickly. Do this quickly.
I need your support as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's just going to tip over the front of my ladder.
Okay. I'm getting there. Right. Just need... There we go. Okay. Whole thing's released.
Okay, I got it.
I've got it. You can go down.
Okay.
Go down.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna pass it to you.
Okay. Okay. Some of the weight.
Okay. All to find out that the entire light was being held on by this little wire that I had to clip, and that was actually being held onto the ceiling by essentially a bracket that you would use to hold a pipe to the wall. Well, I was right to be
Skeptical.
concerned about how that was held up there.
Yeah. Well, you learned that lesson from replacing the chandelier in the cafe, right?
True.
Because that was held on, interestingly, with a cotter pin.
It was, yeah, but that one actually felt more secure than what's up there now. I just went and took down the thing that was holding the chandelier up in the dining room. And that's it. That was the whole thing. There was a second bracket underneath here being held on by 2 screws with a piece of wire hanging onto that. And that was supporting the entire weight of the chandelier that was in there. I mean, it worked, obviously. It was hanging up there, so...
Yay!
But I think we can do something a little better and a little more substantial for the new chandelier, because it's a little heavier.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next challenge with the ceiling and the chandelier. So this is the medallion that was up in the dining room, and it was clearly just being held by the basically the screw and wires that were coming out holding up the old chandelier. But as you see now, I've got a nice strong anchor up there, so now I need to get this up onto the ceiling and properly attached. But before I do that, I need to open this hole up a little bit. As you can see, it was sort of poorly drilled through and looks very untidy, so I'm going to try and clean it up a little bit and make a nice big clean hole so that when it goes up, it looks nice and tidy. So to try and make this hole as clean as possible, I'm going to use a hole saw and my drill here. Normally, obviously, you would start with a pilot hole and to guide it, but hopefully I can slowly get it into place so that it cuts through nice and clean. Let's give it a shot. And there you go, much cleaner hole now. And I should be able to fit everything through there, the wires and whatnot. And I'm sure that we can find a way to cap that if necessary as well, just to hide it. Sara is planning on making a fabric sleeve that we can put along the chain so that it covers everything there and makes it look all very nice and in the end. So yeah, there we go. Hopefully this works better than it did. Trusty old, well, at this point, adhesive glue gun, not caulking.
Yes. Heaven forfend that we use the wrong word.
Yes. Yeah. Well, this stuff is specifically designed for polystyrene, which is what the medallion is. So I'm going to put a massive coating of glue on this and then get it back up on the ceiling and hope to heavens it sticks this time.
It's a good looking pizza pie you got there. Let me know if I can put the phone down and hold the ladder.
Alright.
So now you just need to stand like that for an hour. I have to say, love, this is a pretty clever little rigmarole you've got going here. We don't know for sure that it's going to hold, and maybe other people have better ideas. I mean, we don't have any of the big construction support poles yet, so this is what we've got.
Well, it's an ongoing problem that we have with the Chateau, that the ceilings are almost 4 meters high.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's, you know, it's not really a problem. It just presents
well,
challenges.
it does present challenges. Just, I mean, for one, getting up there and feeling comfortable being that high up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with things like this, when we want to get things stuck to a ceiling, you know, we don't have the 4 meter long supports. And
Yeah. And I'm not standing up there for 12 hours. So
no,
yeah.
exactly. Okay, I came down this morning, took the supports off, and it looks like the medallion is staying. So I think we got enough glue, and I think it had enough pressure overnight. So fingers crossed, it's up there for good. Now we can clean up the edges a little bit and get it all tidy for the new light. Well, I went down to the hardware store to see if I could find a solution for hanging the new chandelier, and I think I found it. That is a much, much longer screw, and both rings are completely sealed. So that should be able to hold pretty much anything. I think I could hang off of that one, as long as the ceiling holds. So let's get this up into the ceiling and maybe get the light up. So there we have it. The new ring is into the ceiling, as tight as I can possibly get it, right into the cross member that's above the wall here, or above the ceiling. I don't think that's going anywhere. We're getting ready to put the light up. So a couple of things. I've strung a wire through the central core of the light.
Yeah.
And then I have wired it to what they call a domino here.
Yeah.
So this is how they connect. Instead of morettes, the way you used to do it, I know these are starting to come into North America now, which is great. And you just essentially put the wires in one side and the wires at the top through the other, screw them together, and Bob's your uncle. Away you go.
Or Bob's your dad.
Or Bob's your dad. So yeah, first thing first is we'll hook this thing up onto the chain. You know, put that in, hope that I do it right. And then we will, it's just a matter of getting, so this is the way we've decided to do it for the wiring. I just bought essentially an outlet for this. So I've wired the outlet, which is a standard light bulb outlet. And then we bought this off of Amazon, which screws into a standard light socket and then runs electricity to 5 different bulbs. So this actually was white, and we just spray painted it gold. That's why we had the gold spray paint.
Yep.
To match everything else that's going on there. And the funny thing is, you notice that there's a small light bulb.
Right.
And we had to do that because with a regular size light bulb, it was actually touching the bottom of this lamp, which isn't here yet, but is a dome that goes underneath.
Yeah.
So hopefully the little light bulb, and we can't not have a light bulb in here. This is the other discovery we made,
right.
Because if we don't put a light bulb in there, it breaks the circuit for all of the other lights. So
right.
Things we learned on the ground, fortunately, before we got
Yes.
this all up in the air.
You and Maurice did some sussing out when Elska and Maurice
thank
were
you,
here.
Maurice, for helping me out with that one. But
yeah.
Hopefully this all works. They're LED lights, so they're not going to be drawing a lot of electricity anyway. So
yeah.
I think the one unit should be perfectly fine, and we should have enough electricity to run it all.
Here we go.
Fingers crossed.
This is very exciting.
It is.
Are you excited, Jan?
Oh,
It's been a year in the making.
Yeah.
got a carabiner there, so that should be nice and secure.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought about bringing that twist tie back, but yeah.
Okay, you're good, Dad. I got it now.
Ready now? Oh, okay.
All right.
I'll stand clear just to be safe.
Yep.
Releasing it.
There we go.
Moment of
Lovely.
truth.
It's holding.
Woohoo! Oh, it looks good.
Oh man, I hope that's gonna hold. It should. By all accounts, it should.
It's way more secure than what was in there before.
It's true. That is very true. I think that's a good height. So it'll come to about here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, between the table, like it'll be well above everybody's head when they're seated.
Yeah. But it's mostly about how the light gets cast, so I think that's a good starting point, and then
We can
we'll
always go
see.
up.
Yeah, we'll see how if we like how the light is being cast on the table.
Once we get it all organized, we can always go up a link or two if necessary, or
Yeah.
down a link or two.
Okay.
Okay, now we got a wall switch, I take it.
Yeah.
Don't push the green button.
All right.
Are we ready? Woohoo!
Oh, I do not like being up on ladders. I really don't like being up on ladders.
You do a great job, honey.
Particularly when you're working above.
Yeah, 2 hands above.
Woo!
Yay!
It works.
And it's the different switch.
That's curious.
That's hilarious.
Hey?
It used, so there's 2 switches here.
Yeah.
That's the one that used to turn the light on in here. Now this one does. Curious.
But it works.
It works.
Yeah.
Oh, it's up.
Oh, lovely.
Amazing job, honey.
All
Give me
right.
high fives.
There we go. Now
You
we
did
just
great.
need to hide a few things and
Yeah, we just
Maybe should we put a bottom on it? Or just leave it kind of, you know,
just leave it like that?
yeah,
Sure.
very avant-garde. I love the color of the light, the yellowish tone, that's great.
Yeah, well, I went with a warmer.
Yeah.
I thought I missed it. It's okay. Because it's not exactly round.
But if I take away, you got 2 hands together.
But there you go. I got the one in on this side. So yeah. Turn it on and find out.
Let's do it.
Here it goes. Yeah, that looks great, eh?
It was
Oh,
just
I'm
like the
very
energy
pleased with
always
that.
out in the program.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. It is a nice light. You're right. The
Yeah.
light is really good in here. It warms up the walls a little bit. And
Yeah. It's got a nice glow to it.
Very good.
We should have to check that out tonight and see what it's like.
oh, we dine in the dining room again. This is
Yay!
lightning. All right. Well,
Great
I'm pretty happy
job.
with that.
Great job, love.
Now we have all the little decorative pieces to still stick on there.
Yep.
Voila! It's up.
Look at that.
How beautiful does that look?
We have come a long way in a couple of weeks, I'd say.
We have. I mean, we've still got a long way to go. There's still the panels and the curtains and all that stuff, but I think,
Yeah.
you know, we deserve a glass of wine tonight.
We absolutely do.
Celebration. And thank, of course, to my parents for
Absolutely.
getting us the light.
Making this all happen.
I mean, part of me is really glad that they were here to see it.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, damn, it took us a year to get this thing up. But there we go. It's up now.